You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the gastrointestinal smelting area that is Unicron's stomach. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Did you miss us? We're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. My name's Bill. I'm kind of like the host dude, and then I got some other dudes. I got this dude, that's Ed.
You know, when you were a baby in your crib, your father looked down at you, and he had but one hope. Someday my son will grow up to be a man. Well, look at you now. You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of goddamn nerds. Well, if I was you, I'd do something about it. I would get up and redeem myself in the eyes of my father, my maker, and my coach.
All right, Bob's here. He's on guitar.
What's up, everybody?
And that's his commentary on that, I guess. All right, well, all right. Little claps.
Yes.
Oh, little golf clap?
No. I was gonna golf clap, but then I realized, and then I felt like, it's been
too
done.
much energy?
It's been done.
I mean,
and that too.
We
Love
are
energy.
we are just a short drive away from the U.S. Open.
Why? Where is that?
It's in Shinnecock, Long Island.
Where is it?
Shinnecock, Long Island.
Watch
Where
your
is
mouth,
it?
Ed.
Shinnecock, Long Island.
Say it one more time.
Shinnecock.
I just can't hear it. Was it?
Shinnecock.
Doesn't
Yeah, I don't
John Jones live out there?
Yeah, at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
No, Shinnecock.
Shinnecock?
Shinnecock.
Shinnecock.
Shinnecock?
Shining?
No,
Shinnecock?
it's Shinnecock.
Okay.
Shinnecock.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Although I hear the traffic is horrible right now.
Probably because all that cock shining that's going on around there.
Yeah, really.
All right, so this is episode 162, high class.
So I thought the cock shining went on in the Hamptons.
I guess, Hamptons. They like.
You know, Fire Island, all that stuff.
Oh, that's a different place. That makes more sense. All right, so this is episode 162. If anyone is still listening.
Yep.
And how's that going? Is anybody saying that we're not here? That everything's all right?
No, someone recognized that quote was from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, very good, very good, very good.
Yeah, I saw the movie 3 times. I did recognize it.
Yeah, I caught it about like in that last third. I was like, oh yeah.
I became upset when I realized I didn't have a hat to throw.
Got to complete the thing, man. Got to do it. Good thing we're not on video, because then you really have to dress up every time too.
Yeah.
You have to figure out what John Goodman was wearing in that particular scene. Get as close as you can. We're gonna have to get a costume department, basically. But people, later on, we'll have more shenanigans for you. Maybe a little bit of news, maybe some reviews, a chat room game to play. Pickings are lean this week, folks. I hope that we can make time.
Oh yeah.
Or we'll just say that we donated so much time last week that we don't have to go long this week,
Mm-hmm.
So
What are you doing?
I don't know. Uncle Jay's tweeting me. I guess we should mention that Uncle Jay is on assignment.
Yes, he is.
He's on special assignment. He's filming a documentary all about the dark side of sewage.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out where toilet paper really goes when we're done with it.
Right. But I'll mention it right here that that guy, he got retweeted by Ron Howard.
Yes.
He did.
Really?
Yeah. Ron Howard saw Uncle Jay's tweet about loving Solo
Yeah.
and recommended people, hey, go see it. Then Ron Howard was like, yeah, you know what? I agree with that sentiment.
Good for him. He's the second person on this podcast to be retweeted by Ron Howard.
Not gonna let him have that one, huh?
Well,
I know. I agree.
I was just as happy as he is.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what matters is that him and Ron Howard now are married, or engaged, I should say. They're going to get married in the fall. It spiraled really fast, their relationship,
Whoa.
Jay and Ron.
Well, I think Jay has loved Ron a lot longer than
Ron's loved Jay. Yeah, that's true. It is kind of like a one-sided thing. I guess you could say that. All right, so send us emails if you want, kids. There's still time if you're listening to us live, because that's the secret here, folks. You can listen to us live. Join us on Mixler. Mixler.com/wicked-theory every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get in the chat room. You can hang out with us. There's an app you can download. You can take us on the go. Bauer Fett likes to listen to us on the go.
Yeah.
Bauer Fett's someone I think that might be in the chat room, but we didn't get to that yet. But Bauer Fett was there last night during the Friday night mic test. I did that last night, and I had a couple people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 2. Literally 2. But they're both here today, too. The DC TV report, big news this week. Lucifer got picked up.
Yes.
I think it was all because of the DC TV report and the yeoman type work that you guys do over there.
Sure.
Rallying the troops, making all those picket signs, setting in all those letters, licking all those envelopes, pasting all those stamps. You guys did amazing work.
We did some of those things.
Okay, maybe one of those. But, yeah, so you guys, I'm sure, are talking all about that this week.
Yeah, it was picked up by Netflix, of all people, which is, really, just it's surprising, but, hey, we're going to get a 10-episode season 4. And
yeah, I heard about that today.
I'm hopeful for a little maybe darker tone or a little bit like they probably don't want to alienate people too much and make it like, oh, this is a different show now, because I feel like some of their viewer base might kind of like get like that.
Yeah.
But if they can go for something that's a little more mature, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Although they might have to work with less money now.
Yeah, but I think what it'll
I'm sure
probably
people
be
took
is
a pay cut to make sure that they can get done with the show.
who's to say, But chances are it's going to be a truncated season. I would say for sure.
They've already said 10 episodes.
10 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And they'll test it out.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll work out for the show, though, because it seems to be that 10 episodes seems to be a nice sweet spot for storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really does.
Yeah, and also on the show we had Supergirl had its penultimate episode. Lots of stuff going on.
No one cares about that.
I know.
She had sex with Superman.
I know.
Is that Superman's
Jesus
girlfriend?
Christ.
Is that his super girlfriend?
No, it's his cousin.
Well, it would still be okay in Texas, or
But wait,
Tennessee,
but she's
some
got
places like that.
Jesus. No, his first cousin.
But wait a minute, she's a blonde.
Yeah.
How can they be cousins? He's got brown hair.
It's not how it works, Bill.
I don't understand science.
Okay.
All right.
What I know you do care about
Yeah.
is we covered the Batman the Animated Series episode, Heart of Ice.
Heart of ice.
Which is,
Very chilling.
yes,
Cold as ice.
Yeah, literally.
it's everybody's favorite.
Everybody's top
Yeah.
favorite episode of the Batman the Animated Series. For good reason. Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
The file is literally sitting in my email box. So I'll get to that. But people, I know that you're there. I know that you can hear me. I know that at least a few of you are in the chat room right now. Ed, do we have a list of some kind, of some sort? Is there some high-end technology that could show us who is in the chat room listening?
Yeah, we got Wesley.
Wesley.
We got Zombie John.
John Zombie John.
We got Meow God.
Meow God.
Bauer Fett.
Bauer Fit.
Benny Livewire.
Benny Live, wow.
And James B. Ham.
James B. Ham.
By the way, Bauer Fett would like you to know, Bob.
Yes.
It's
Spit it out, boy.
screwing your cousins is not cool in Texas.
Oh.
Okay.
That would be Arkansas.
Oh.
Okay, see, I knew it was somewhere. I didn't want to disrespect any states, that didn't deserve it.
Well, it's Arkansas.
So thanks for the correction.
It's Arkansas. It's the arch enemy of Kansas.
All right, so where the Clintons are from.
Sure. Well, see, it's all making sense now. Take it easy. It's going to turn to an episode of Bob Grant. Let's not have that.
Yeah. Trivia, are they from Hot Springs or Little Rock? I can never remember.
Little Rock.
Little Rock.
Little Rock. Come on. You knew. Because everybody would think Little Cock. And they're like, oh, they would giggle, right?
I thought it was Hot Springs. I don't know.
So let's give them something to do.
All right.
These kids in the chat room, these friends, these followers, these helpful, nice people who come here all the time.
All right, so what's the chat game, Bill?
Rejected Transformers. I want the name and the object if you can.
Examples include guillotine named Choppy.
Like, that's a bad idea for a Transformer in general.
Yeah.
And then, that's a bad name, too. A guillotine named Choppy? That's just bad.
It's pronounced guillotine.
I don't care. I'm from America, and you know how we do.
The double
We
L.
pronounce it how we want to.
The double L makes a Y sound.
Don't you make me, because I'll pronounce it guillotine. All right? I'm going to pronounce it guillotine now
It's guillotine.
to drive you more crazy for correcting me.
It's guillotine.
I mean, I'm gonna call it guillotine. I'm gonna call it Ovaltine.
Oh, that was so
I'm
depressing.
gonna call it Guile Time, and you're gonna think about Street Fighter instead.
I've never had Ovaltine.
Yeah, it's not what it's cracked up to be.
You know.
It's okay, but it's like any chocolate thing. Like you just want to put a ton of it in.
It's like a combination of chocolate
and chalk.
and Dust Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
See, like my mom always got Hershey syrup, and I always craved Nesquik, and
Okay.
I never had Nesquik either, so I don't know what the.
Back when I was a kid, Bosco was the shit.
Yeah, Bosco, and I always wanted the Hershey's. I always considered that that's the brand.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know, just for whatever reason in my head, that was always considered to me like the best brand. Mm-hmm. I always wanted that, but we never had that. We always had like Bosco or some other
I can never get a
thing that
cream.
was like 30 cents less.
I can never get it creamy enough. I don't know.
But creamy enough.
Yeah. I always expected like a little, it's
Somehow it become like a malted.
yeah.
You got to throw something in there. You got to throw an egg in there or some club soda or something stupid that shouldn't be in there. You
Or
know?
like an egg cream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
that's what you probably really wanted was something like that.
Shaved ice.
Shaved ice.
I
There you
want it
go.
to taste like a milkshake. That's really what I want.
Then you should make a fucking milkshake. Okay, just right. And put some fucking some Baileys in it. Good time. Nothing like alcohol on top of that stuff. Hey Bob, let's get some news jingle type thing going on here. I'm thinking maybe we do like, yeah. I know we've never done it before. We're gonna invent it right now. Come up with something off the top of your head, like something that combines like yeah. I like that. I like that.
That works.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I think we're going to use that all the time. I like that. I wonder who came up with that. So,
I think he was a genius.
Probably. I will take most of the credit then.
Thief.
Shared. It's shared credit. But I will say that in this ever-changing world in which we live in, quick, Ed, name the song.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, okay. Aeon Flux.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a Bruce Springsteen song, right?
Yes.
No. Gotcha. It's Pat Benatar.
Born in East LA, man.
That was Paul McCartney and the Wings.
Oh, and the Wings, too.
Yes.
Okay, no,
Yes.
nope. In from Wings. Or unless you're just talking like a grandfather, like the internet, like
Paul
the
McCartney
Wings
and Wings.
and the Wings band.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was called.
It's
Paul,
just Wings
Paul McCartney and the Wings.
Otherwise known as not the Beatles.
and the other band. Yeah.
It was
it's just Wings, no the. It's like Facebook. Sean Parker told him to drop the the.
Yeah. Well, that's what Alan Partridge calls it. Wings, the band the Beatles could have been.
If they were different people. Like, what do you mean? Anyway, big news, kids. Hold on to your hats. Aeon Flux is coming back.
That horrible Charlize Theron movie?
No, the crazy weird cartoon that might have been horrible, because who could ever understand it? So who knew?
Right.
That
Yeah.
is coming back. MTV's announced a reboot. This was from the 90s. It was like the one thing from MTV's Liquid television series, which was all weird animated stuff that really became its own thing. I think a couple other things might have spun out of that too. I should take that back.
Was Celebrity Deathmatch in that?
It might have been near the end.
Okay.
It might have been a thing for that. But this will take a new. This will be like a kind of a new take on it. It'll follow the mold of the original series, set in a crazy future, weird dystopian kind of thing. It's a young assassin with really weird long legs. Who can bend them in weird positions. Well, maybe they're scaling back the weird. I don't know. They were like biohackers kind of thing. There was always like some weird reason for her to like insert a weapon into someone's eyeball or some tool. I have to extract his retina while he sleeps. Like, or just weird shit for sake of being weird. So Gail Ann Hurd from Walking Dead and a million other things is one of the EPs on it. So maybe, she can put the right team together. She actually also was connected to it because she produced the 2005 movie that you were talking about. So I guess she's been attached to the property ever since, and now it's time to bounce it back around.
Yeah.
But, Celebrity Deathmatch, I don't know if they could do that now. I wonder if everybody would just cry about it. Like, I can't believe you did that to Dumbledore, like that's not right. And then like that's it. We had 3 episodes. We just took it off because everybody was crying.
Like John Mayer be all upset. They did him like write a song about
Like the
it.
celebrities themselves probably wouldn't be upset, but like these,
Yeah.
some of these fandoms seem to get like up in a tizzy about anything now that you do to the person or the person does or says. So,
Star
like,
Wars.
like Star Wars, just about anything.
Well, it was I remember what were some of the things? It was Mariah Carey versus Jim Carrey,
Right.
and like she sang so loud his head exploded.
yeah, right. Somebody always died viciously.
I know
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson did one.
Yeah. A lot of them, and that was always the fun too. Like if a celebrity actually like got involved. I don't know how many celebrities actually really got involved though. Like they would do the voice work and they were cool with it. I'm sure there's a certain point like it grew. In
Yeah, they did Britney
popularity.
Spears. I think it
Some
was
of them-
Marilyn Manson against Britney Spears.
I wouldn't be surprised. That sounds like a fair matchup for the era. But yeah, so Aeon Flux is coming back. So if anybody else was into that, I was kind of like into it as a kid when it was out. But it was one of those things, Aeon Flux, where it's like I was saying, like it's almost making no sense at all. Like it's all kind of like subtextual as if it's there. It was a very quiet, sparse kind of thing, and like I was saying, like weird for weird's sake almost. So it'll be interesting to see like how much story they managed to find and put into it now. Like you know what I mean? But
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a little backstory because it seems like you're always in the middle of something.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nobody gets an origin. Nothing gets a real
Well,
setup.
It's not even like it's just because they're not really explaining things as they go along. So it always feels like you're catching the middle and you're not sure what's going on. That's how you feel when you're watching.
You're right. Even the first one feels like, oh, this is like chapter 7, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, no. It's just one.
No, they're not going to explain why she can suck somebody's eyeball out and read their brain and then put an eyeball back.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then why she like, then slinks back into her bed.
And why she's got 4-foot legs.
Yeah, it's just weird, and everything's double jointed for no particular reason. And
everyone speaks in their friggin' monotone.
yeah, a lot of that. Yes, I need to get it back inside the building. And she's wearing like a really kick-ass thong, which was nice, but it seems to be out of fashion. So who knows? It's just not as cool anymore. But that's that for Aeon Flux. Also, I don't know how many people in our particular listening audience are aware of it, but there's a thing known as Dolemite, which is getting a movie from Netflix, and
Really? That's an old school one.
oh yeah, listen to this.
Damn, look like my women is on time. Baby, I could sure warm you up.
No shit, baby.
I can dig it. Dolemite is my name, and fucking up motherfuckers is my game. Breathing down your neck. Damn! Girl,
You can
this
imagine.
Motherfuckers got rhythm, haven't they?
Oh, it's total black exploitation.
Oh yeah, this is the original.
I've got an all-girl army that knows what to do. They'll box as
The
hell.
best is that he's got these. I watched this earlier too. So in this trailer, he's got like these badass chicks who are gonna kick some ass. You know what I mean? And they all do kung fu like a million times better than the guy who's Dolemite. So.
I thought you were gonna say Iron Fist for a second.
Give it a bell. But it's kind of true. But because his shit is like kind of like how Seagal fights now, where it's like these leg kicks that don't come up all the way and stuff,
Their ankle kicks.
Yeah, the ankle kicks, basically. I'll kick it right in your mid-thigh.
I'm gonna kick you in the shit.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Eddie Murphy's kind of like gonna come out of hiding or whatever, and he's gonna play what's his real name?
Rudy Ray Moore.
Rudy Ray Moore, and it's gonna be kind of like this Rudy Ray Moore story.
He's doing a biopic.
He's doing a biopic, and
From Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski,
thank you.
who also wrote Ed Wood and were a big part of The People versus O.J. Simpson.
There you go.
Also People versus Larry Flint is another one. They do a lot of biopics, and the Problem Child sequels.
Oh well.
so, like,
that's
there's-
nothing nobody needed.
There's your pedigree.
Yeah. But now Wesley Snipes is involved, so it's moving ahead now. It's got some action going. If you wonder what Eddie's been up to, at least he'll come out for this. I can't imagine anybody else good enough. I can't imagine anybody really encapsulating this. Like I've never seen all of Dolemite, but I'm familiar with. I've seen a lot of the scenes a lot, and it's that really kind of like unintentionally funny kind of blaxploitation where it's just kind of like because it's crazy low budget movies, and any of these kind of crazy low budget movies are unintentionally funny.
Dude, you get one of 3 people to do this. You
Yeah.
get Spike Lee.
Right.
You get Tarantino.
Right. Yeah.
Or you get Rodriguez.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, those guys all seem to fit the bill. They seem to know how to capitalize on that shit. But they've got somebody
outside of
attached.
that, you got to prove who it is. Whoever it is, you got to prove.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I had said. It's a guy from Hustle and Flow is directing it, so it's in good hands.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for that. I thought that was some interesting news, mostly because I think it's like, what has Eddie Murphy been up to?
Yeah.
It was like a recent conversation I had with somebody somewhere, and I didn't know if it was on this show, but it was interesting, kind of like, serendipitous that some news came out about him during the week.
Well, I'm sorry. It's being directed by Craig Brewer, who did Hustle and Flow.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And Black Snake Moan. Black Snake Moan, underrated movie.
Underrated movie. Weird.
Very strange.
Very strange.
Underrated.
Very strange.
That movie,
Yeah.
oddly enough, one of the strange, takeaways you wouldn't think is like
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake should have gotten a shot at playing a superhero.
From that movie. Now you have another reason to go rewatch Black Snake Moan, folks. Who knew? Who knew? Bob's running away. He's tired of this fucking show. So I think it's over to you, Ed, because that's kind of like all I had.
So yeah, I got two
What do you got?
stories, one of which has huge repercussions, but we should probably the Supreme Court or the federal court came down this week.
Oh yeah.
And approved the merger between AT&T and Time Warner.
Okay, we can hit on this a little bit, I guess.
Which,
Is the end of the world?
No, it's not.
Oh.
But a lot of people were.
'Cause I was hoping for the end of the world, just in general.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah. So anyway, not only did he approve the merger, he basically, the way he wrote his judgment,
Yeah.
really chewed out the prosecution for wasting his time. Like, I think he called their arguments like poppycock and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, AT&T is going to buy Time Warner for $85 billion. So, and this is going to affect Time Warner owns Spectrum.
Spectrum.
Plus Warner Brothers, DC Comics, all of that gets folded in.
I think they own DirecTV.
Yeah. Well, AT&T owns DirecTV.
It's all in one house now, is what we're saying.
Yeah, but the thing is that precedent, because of that, basically gave Comcast the go to put an offer out on Fox.
Right.
So they put out a much larger offer to Fox than Disney put out,
and all cash.
and
too.
all cash. Disney's offer was in stock options.
Right.
So
If I was Disney right now, I'd be like, shit.
yeah, Disney hasn't made a move yet,
Yeah.
and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, I think July 10th is when the Fox board is going to vote on whether or not to accept Disney's offer.
Okay.
So to see if they have until then to change it. And presumably they won't accept Comcast's offer before then. So
Yeah. It's hey, it's just gonna eventually be two places to get your stuff. It's gonna be these guys and those guys, and that's gonna be it.
yeah.
And all your content and all your doings will just kind of, and eventually, one will buy Geico, the other one will buy Allstate, and then eventually one will buy fucking, the grocer down the street, and the other one will buy the grocer up the street. And eventually it'll just be fucking Omni Megacorp A and Omni Megacorp B, and we'll just be like, okay.
Although,
Yep.
interesting side note.
Give me something.
Okay, so Comcast owns Universal,
Okay.
NBC and Universal.
Right.
Who have the rights to the Incredible Hulk solo movies.
Right.
And possibly Submariner.
Right.
So if they decide to do their own Fantastic Four, we could finally see the Hulk fight the Thing in animated live action.
In CG live action.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
why would we want that?
Well, isn't that always like the big?
Not from them, not coming out of that house. We want it from the House of Mouse. We want it from their proper place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We could start that rivalry.
You know what they could do? You know what they could do if they do manage to, if Comcast manages to sneak in and squeeze it up, they should just kind of be like, all right, you know what, Disney, we'll give you the Marvel stuff back, just as a little kind of we got you. You know what I mean? Burn. But just because we feel bad for you, we kind of snatched this one out from under you. So here's that back.
Oh, you think they might split up the assets?
No splitting up anything else. They'll just carve out that one thing and say Disney.
You take Marvel and the Star Wars DVD rights, and we'll take everything else.
Yeah. No, the Star Wars stuff they want to get paid for. The Marvel stuff they just feel bad. It's just pity.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They won't get paid.
Yeah, or work out some other deal. Something.
Money.
Some kind of money, some kind of trade, some kind of something.
It would be interesting to see if Comcast would be willing to do what Sony does with Spider-Man. If they might be more open. Because the word that was Fox was when Fox got approached for that deal.
Right. They were like,
it was straight up fuck you.
Right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, on that tip a little bit, my brother Tom fucking saw a picture of Deadpool and Captain America from a set pic that was expertly photoshopped. The only way you could tell was really because there was no shadow underneath Deadpool where Deadpool was walking. Really well done, really well matched up. They even had the CG stickers, those white dots that they'll put on the guys, on the actors, over the regular costume that they do. So they got one of those shots of Deadpool and one of those of Cap, and they were just the right size. The pixelization kind of matched up. It wasn't one wasn't a little more grainy than the other.
Right.
Look for all these telltales. Because everybody was like, no, fake. So I was like, oh, man, let me look this up. You know what I mean? Let me just kind of take a look at this Photoshop job. And I was like, okay, there it is. It's in defeats the giveaway.
Yeah, I just hope that Comcast does not get Fox.
Yeah.
Because Comcast is one of two companies that I just basically loathe and hate.
Yeah, they seem, for whatever reason, they seem to be the more fucking of the shittier kind of variety.
They're among the more greedy fucking corporations out there.
Yeah, no,
they really are.
Yeah.
So for
there's
them,
a lot of hate for a reason for them. You know what I mean?
As they get bigger and bigger, that kind of thing is just going to get worse and worse.
They are an omnivorous beast.
I don't really want them to have anything.
No.
I hope I want them to fade out of fucking existence.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I definitely don't want them to get it either. I mean,
yeah, and that's just somebody who doesn't have to deal with them. They're not in this area.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I feel like that's the thing too. Comcast, it's the thing where it's the topmost company sets the bar for how they're going to operate. And Comcast is a shit fucking kind of operation. Disney, even though they are just as much for the money, at least that's a foundation of let's make content. There's some kind of top tier that kind of somebody at the top gets that. Comcast is just whatever, man. Just fucking crank it out, give it up.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about giving a fuck.
Over in Florida, when we were, they get twice. They get not twice the price. But they're undercut. They're cutting everybody with really, really low internet, and they're getting a lot more than we pay for their internet as a deal.
Right.
And they're giving half the speed that we have here.
Right.
And we're not even on the upper tier on our service.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they get
that's,
that. Yeah,
that's them. They're like Verizon, which is the other one that I really can't stand.
Right.
So
it's all a matter of which one can you stand.
The more of the two.
Right, the more of the beasts.
Yeah.
Are you least annoyed by?
Which sandwich can you eat?
Yeah, which one can you get down? So there's that to look forward to, kids, I guess, in your future. So there's some big shakeups, speaking of company shakeups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
really?
Further down the chain at Warner Brothers.
Yes.
So Geoff Johns is stepping down.
I'm sorry, is that Geoff Johns?
You didn't see that coming?
No. It's
I did.
It's Geoff Johns.
As soon as I heard a name with two J's, I was like, oh, God.
That should just be the bit.
Yeah.
There's no apostrophes to be found anywhere.
Fair enough. He's not from Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So Geoff Johns is stepped down as DC Entertainment President and Chief Creative Officer.
Right. and is stepping over into the writing area.
Yeah, he's going to be. He's basically he's getting his own production company.
Right.
He's going to be focusing more on comics. He's writing a Shazam series that's coming out in the fall.
Oh.
But he's also working more specifically on the screenplay for Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, I think one of the things they decided to do is that his natural skill set would be most beneficial to the company if he was in idea generation, whether it's the comics or it's movie scripts or it's overseeing those movie scripts or being the eye that kind of like is able to tell like the execs why this works and why this doesn't, and as opposed to him just kind of being like a head that doesn't really kind of do too much. At least let him kind of focus on that stuff, you know.
But I'll be honest with you, man. That's the job he was supposed to have already.
No, you're right.
Like he was supposed.
But I bet you that it wasn't focused enough, or it wasn't realized in a way that fucking actually made that happen.
Yeah.
Why would they then now branch him out to do the same thing?
No, because I think they're putting him out to pasture. That this is because this is what happens.
Oh, okay. This is indicative.
Yeah, this is when you're a big executive and they don't want you to be an executive anymore, but they still have to pay you. You become a producer on your own shit.
Fair enough. Fair
So,
enough. That's true. That's true.
This is not.
This is how
to
they
me,
get ready to phase
to me,
you out.
This is them pushing him to the side because, like,
okay,
to be someone in that much power, and
Yeah.
you know they're talking about this two different ways. You hear sources. Some say this was his idea. Others are saying that they had to drag him out. The idea is, but the thing is, like, Jim Lee is now the chief creative officer
at DC Comics,
at DC Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
And chief creative officer was an idea that they basically created for Geoff Johns,
right,
to oversee how the comics get adapted into other mediums.
Right, to let him kind of oversee all that kind of stuff.
But Jim Lee is still the co-publisher of DC Comics, which to me says he's a figurehead. He's just...
Yeah, I think he's just another person to bounce everything off of. How much power that really gets. I think it's just you know what it is? I think it's one of these things where it's like, this is a great guy to have in the chain for feedback and creative direction. And that's what that is. Whether or not it means he can insist or throw down fucking demands, who knows? But I think that's the idea with someone like Jim, where he's a little less like control. He's more about like, you're in the chain, so that we have a set of eyes that keeps an eye on that stuff.
To me, the way I'm interpreting this, Walter Hamada, who they brought over from New Line, he's running all the DC Comics movies now. And he was just Geoff Johns, who's a nice guy, who's just probably a thorn in his side. It's like, hey,
doesn't know the Hollywood game.
Well, it just to me
to that level. Even though he's got history, like he came up with Donner. He came up with he worked for Donner.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like he's been at the center of this shit show.
Yeah,
he
may not be helping anything for everybody's love of him.
Oversaw all of this. And, as much as I love his comic book writing.
Yeah, maybe Hollywood's not working.
And I think the problem was he was smart enough to leave Greg Berlanti alone and let him do that stuff. Right. And he was stupid enough to leave Zack Snyder alone and let him do whatever he wanted. So I think, they want someone with a little bit of a tighter leash. And that's what Hamada's going to do, step in.
Well,
so
maybe one of these days they're going to get this this puzzle put together right. Hopefully this is the assembly that does it.
But I'm just telling you, from my eyes, if someone goes from an executive position to a producer or writing level position,
that's definitely like a lateral thing. Lateral and down. Yeah.
It's a step down.
Yeah. I just kind of figured at first it might have been more of a thing where it's like, okay, it's eyes on the material. But you make a valid point. Notoriously, that is, I have heard that before, where it's like, he's an exec, all of a sudden he's got a production company of his own, and first look deal, whatever. But that's like, we're renegotiating our contract with you, and we're putting you over here. So how about this, man? How about we do a little chat game? We kind of do a little chat game review.
Right. That's right. We got the Transformer thing, right?
Yeah, we got Transformers.
Rejected Transformers.
Oh, so GoBots.
More than meets the eye.
Oh, we're starting fresh right off the bat.
Yeah.
So Rejected Transformers, we've got Dildotron.
That's a good name. Okay. It's a good name. I guess it's a dildo.
Yeah.
Or would you call it Dildotron, and then it's like, it's a bookcase that turns into a robot?
To me, that sounds like something you'd like see in the back of an old porno magazine. Dildotron 2000.
or it's the fucking one-page cartoon. It's like,
Or it's a Dildotron, like it's a jar of pickles.
it's all right.
It's a Dildotron.
Gotcha. Right. DIL 1L dash Dotron. I gotcha.
A salad shooter named Vegan Prime.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Weed whacker named Weed Whacker.
Oh, fair enough.
T-Pod, iPod replacement to Soundwave, but lacks the cassette minions.
Can't shoot anything. Fair enough.
A barbecue grill named Grillobot.
Grillobot.
A delivery van named Amazon Prime.
It should be like whatever the stupid sub company name is, because it's never Amazon. It's always like,
Well, that's got to be able to transform into a
the new
into the hover
the drones,
the drone,
like a drone,
the delivery drone.
The delivery drone.
Bill Sweeney as Billbot.
Okay, fair enough.
An oscillating fan named Breezy.
Hey, that sounds like something you would have saw in the movie.
Magnetron. Megatron reborn as a countertop microwave.
Okay, all right.
A dildo named Sticky.
That's what they're all called.
A gumball machine named Ball Slinger. A pimp cane named Hoe Slapper.
Okay.
A soda machine named Pop.
And it's old, too. Like
from the 40s.
Yeah. It's got to sound like he's
All
really
rounded
old.
top. It's just 15 cents on the side.
It's got the bottle opener.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Hair clippers named Brow Buzzer.
There you go.
An Atari system named 8-Bit.
All right, that's actually like a thing.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay. An AC unit called Cold Breeze.
I like that one.
A hair dryer named Blowjob.
It sounds like a... Yep.
Lionel, soul and funk Autobot that transforms into a Commodore 64.
All right.
Deli slicer named Cold Cut.
Yes.
A chair named Cherry. A clock named Clocky.
What is this, Pee-wee's Playhouse?
A shield named Guard.
Okay, yeah, that. Yeah.
Zombie John was
He was on a run there. Yeah.
A taser named called Shocker.
No, of course.
A flashlight named Bright.
Yeah, okay.
Thrustmaster, triple charger from joystick to dildo to Roybot.
What?
A triple changer.
Right, triple changer.
Joystick to dildo to robot.
Gotcha.
And a pocket pussy named Cumcatcher.
Can't believe we're going to end on that one. All right.
Hey.
All right, some good ones in
list
there,
today.
kids. Still some good stuff in there.
Yeah. On the raunchy side.
Well, not a dirty side. You kids are dirty. Bunch of dirty.
They do spend a lot of time on the internet.
Give a nice compact episode. You ready?
I think the winner on that though is gonna go to Cold Cut.
Cold Cut.
Everybody, make sandwiches. Cold Cut, quick. You got it, Prime.
Cold Cut, come here. The humans are hungry.
The humans have to eat.
Now, you guys worked in delis.
Unfortunately.
I knew it would come back to this. What's your deli question of this week?
Okay, so there's a setting for
Yes.
like how thick you want it cut, right?
Yeah.
Sure is.
So
It's a dial.
it's always different every time I go into a deli.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it can
even so, if someone tells you they want ham sliced thin,
Right.
what setting do you put it at?
One
It's different
or
on
less.
every slicer.
Because here's the thing too. Like
Usually, yeah,
generally speaking,
he's pretty much correct on that though.
generally speaking, I'd say like when you go to slice any meat, you're gonna turn that dial because it goes from 0 to 1, and there's a bunch of like notches on it, right?
Okay.
So whatever
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
But I'd put it on. Usually you kind of go default to 1, and that's a decent slice. I would say like sometimes you see them take out the ham, and it's like a brand new ham they just opened, especially
Yeah.
boar's head. That's
Really
this big,
heavy.
It's this big chunk of meat.
That's
Yeah.
So
about
when
it.
that's
It's a good-
new, that's pushing down. That's heavy. That's pushing down a little bit more on the blade. So you might, when it's on 1, get a little bit thicker of a slice than maybe the
then
customer would want.
right.
So you'd have to dial it back. Do one kind of like test slice.
Yeah.
Dial it back a little bit. But if someone really wants it like really thin, like almost shredded, then you got to go like less than 1 on the dial. Like once you get up to like 1.5, it starts to get like a little thicker, like or 1.25, like where you would want cheese to kind of be at, like for a cheeseburger, like not too thin, but like thick enough that it stays on. Like so, you would like the 1.5 or like around there,
Yeah.
and then like the thicker you get, then you're just getting ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like I was there one time. I asked for a quarter pound of ham,
Yeah.
Do you want it thin? I'm like, not especially.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me like 1/4-inch slabs. Like there was only 3 slices.
He's like cutting like pepperoni or something.
See, in that situation, you're giving him permission to just turn it on one and start slicing.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about giving you anything other than whatever comes out of there at that moment. That's because of the way you said it. That's all. And I'm not saying that's your fault.
Yeah.
It's just that he's like, okay, he's doing this all day, so now you're telling him that he's just going to do that.
Yeah, it kind of falls into that kind of a thing where, like, I'm surprised that guy, because he ended up doing it like that, even asked you the question to begin with. Because he ended up just doing what he fucking wanted anyway.
You know,
like, you know what I mean?
Because it's like ham, I usually like sliced thin.
Sure.
Roast beef, a little thicker.
Yeah,
Like,
but even with that, like, here's the thing. You don't even know what the guy behind the counter is really going to do. So I would say, like, you know, the best you could do is tell him to put the knob on, you know, put it at like 1 or maybe a little under 1. Make sure that shit's thin.
And you got to remember, too, that the slicer that is being used may, in fact, be older than the store, the owner, his mother.
Those machines last
her
forever.
grandmother.
And they're expensive.
Okay, because
So you tend to buy used.
Here's the thing. A couple of the companies that were out in the 30s and lasted through the 50s and 60s, they made slicers that were so good, the engines will never burn out. They have millions and millions of miles on those motors, and they never, ever burn out.
Wow.
Okay? So the hardest thing is getting those blades. So what happens is you sharpen that blade on the stones that are in the slicer. Now, those things are hard to replace. You end up with using 60-year-old stones, which do almost nothing. And you're using a blade that is probably 1/4 of an inch. There's probably 1/4 of an inch space between the edge of the blade and the edge of the plate that the meat is sliding across to go over the blade and come out the bottom. All right? So it's supposed to be really, really close.
Yeah.
All right, but because of all that, you're not getting a good angle on the blade, on the sharp angle. So you end up with a really bad cut, and you always end up with having to cut thicker slices than you really need to, because you get uneven slices, and sometimes it'll shave on one side.
Yeah.
So you have to dial. So you have to dial it up. Now you're going over one just to get a full slice. And you got a slice that's really thick on one side and thin on the other.
Yeah, basically, it's like, you know, over time, the blade will just wear down from being sharpened. Like, you know what I mean? So that gap between the blade and the plate, the body, will just get wider and wider over time. So it can end up fucking shit up, actually.
If you can find a new blade, it's probably $150 to $400.
Depending on how old your thing is.
Yeah,
you know?
if you can find new stones, they could cost just as much. Now, plus you got to pay a guy to repair it. You only paid $250 for the machine
because you needed to buy used, because brand new was like $800.
No,
I'm just throwing numbers out. I'm just throwing numbers out. Brand new is too expensive. It's not in your budget. So you buy a used one, but then a used one turns out it's like a car. It's like this has turned out to be a bigger headache than I thought.
This is still hugely expensive, even though a new machine, a brand new one, might be $5,000.
This is some fucking deli store minutia right here.
This is fascinating.
A friend of mine, actually, what's funny is that the DeMartinis in their house, they had a meat slicer that was like a fucking relic.
Oh, yeah, I never heard. I've seen one like this, but I've seen that
But this has got like some wood pieces to it. It's painted like bright red.
There's
it looks
no
like it belongs in. Yeah, it looks like it came out of like a 1920s firehouse. It doesn't make any sense visually. Like I don't even. Like I saw this thing, I didn't know like where. I'm like, you gotta like, Dan, where does the meat go? Like, how does this?
I was afraid to use one like that. I mean, it looks terrifying to me because it looks like you can cut off an arm.
Yeah. There's no guards. There's no protecting units. Shit's just exposed.
If you're like this and something happens and you're slicing with your right arm, right? But something happens and you end up like going left.
Yeah.
And you flail your arm. There's nothing stopping you from having your arm cut right off
on somebody's old shits. Yeah.
All right. So.
But you can fuck shit up just on a regular slicer too, just from not looking, or just your fingertip.
Yeah. I lost the tip of my thumb.
I saw The Wrestler. So
no, fair enough. True.
Yeah, that's nuts though.
Yeah, that was a little nuts. But so anyway, so the DeMartini's house, they only used it for roast beef. Like his mother would make that nice fresh, roast beef, and she would slice it on that.
It's the only way to cut roast beef if you're not going to cook it really, really well done.
Yeah,
because it's mush in the middle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Any other deli-related questions before we?
I think we're good for this week.
All right, all right.
Maybe,
This has been
maybe save some for the after show.
maybe. Put people on the tees for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you never know. Maybe more deli talk. I gotta fix this fucking stand. It keeps squeaking every time I move it. I don't know what's going on now. Next, what do we do now? Does anybody know? Pop quiz.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, I think it's time for the meanwhile.
Ooh.
Yeah, slim pickings. Interesting week.
You want to go first?
Well, you've got 3 things. I've got 1 thing. So I will break up your stuff.
Okay.
Right. And I've got 1 thing.
There you go. So that'll bounce us around. So we're gonna interrupt you. You do your first one, then one of us will go, then you again, then one of us, and then you again, and it'll be plenty of hearing from fucking you today.
I thought I put it in the doc.
Yeah, I think I might have wiped that out by accident. Like when I opened up the doc today, I'm like,
Yeah.
Bob said you put a thing in here. And then I was like, shit, I came in the other day and took out all the other stuff that was in there from the previous week.
Right.
And since you kind of just went in and put your stuff in like you should have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
you erased everything.
I just wiped it all. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh.
Sorry about that. It was a link, right? Yeah, sorry.
Well, it was just a mention.
Okay, so we're good. So we're good. Okay.
I have everything.
I didn't lose anything. Okay, cool.
So I've been, now that the DC TV season's pretty much over.
Okay.
I could start binging all the other shows that I missed. And,
Ooh,
yeah.
You're gonna catch up on stuff.
Yeah. I got, so this week, I'm 6 or 7 episodes into Stranger Things 2.
Ooh.
And
Is it stranger than things were from the previous season?
Well, it's good. It's good.
That's good.
It's good.
That's good.
You got Sean Astin. You got Paul Reiser.
Yeah, right? There's
yeah.
a couple of interesting fucking people in that season.
Yeah, and Paul Reiser is the most fascinating to me.
Okay.
Because it's, he's basically replacing Matthew Modine.
Yeah, as the
And
creepy
you think, like,
doctor guy.
This guy, he's the leader of the bad guys, so he's got to be an asshole. And the way that they actually make him sympathetic, and like he's actually,
you don't know which way he's going half the time, because at first it's like, okay, he's going to be the bad guy. Then they make you a little sympathetic, and you're like, okay, maybe not. And then it's kind of like, okay, you're just being really convincing, I think. like I'm a decent guy, and I believe in this crazy shit we're doing that we're trying to talk you into letting the kids do. So, I'm just going to rationalize it out and make you I'm Paul Reiser. I'm going to convince you to do the thing. Imagine if I was like monumentally evil, I might talk you off of a bridge. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like he was doing that. But it's your review. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's he's like, well, I have a job to do.
Yeah.
But I don't want to kill anybody.
right. It's like, listen, these guys out in the hall, they look, they want to kill you.
It's interesting. It's interesting that he's the one who's raising the question. Yeah, but what about the boy? Like, what about
typical Paul Reiser?
Yeah. But he's great. I like how they mixed and matched everybody up.
Oh, they split everybody up in pairs a little bit, right?
Yeah, my favorite is Justin and the guy with the afro, the guy with the mullet.
The mullet, yeah. I forget his name, but he was the jerk who turned out to be a good guy from season 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sent them two on like a little journey by themselves, and they have a funny interaction. They have an interesting interaction.
Of course, there's another girl.
Yeah, new girl.
Mad Max,
the little redheaded chick. Sure.
Yeah, and Sean Astin, who's Sean Astin. Who
feels like he's playing literally Sean Astin, like in real life.
I bet you that guy he's just a corny guy. He's just a corny guy.
He is. Well, I feel like that's a way too natural of a performance by Sean Astin.
He's kind of like what I was secretly hoping I'd grow up to be. But no.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Rudy.
But a lot of fun so far. I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying it. That's good.
And the kids,
And the kids. The kids.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love those kids? Mm-hmm. Who's not going to love them? Anybody, like, by season 4. Like, because they're not going to be kids anymore. They're going to be like, hey, how you doing? I heard there's aliens.
Steve Harrington.
Yeah, Steve Harrington.
As played by Joe Keery.
Yes.
Who's like, well, I can't cut this hair, so let me just play Ferris Bueller in a Domino's commercial.
Yeah, I'll just rock this bouffant as long as I can. Mm-hmm. But yeah, good stuff in that season.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah.
That thing we were talking about, that you were talking about, what you got there?
Well, you guys remember last week we spent about 15, 20 minutes talking about and listening to some Satan's Taint?
Yes, the sounds of Satan's Taint.
Yes.
Ed loved that,
yes,
by the way.
Yes, he went out, I heard, and got a tattoo.
Yeah, he got a tattoo. Just
full back.
Full back, the actual logo, and the big kind of like medallion circle thing going on.
And next to the head of your enemies.
Yes, yes.
Actually, I had my enemies on the bottom.
Went to the same guy my brother recommends.
There you go.
Because my brother has a lot of tattoos.
Yeah,
there you go.
And he uses the dirtiest needles, right?
Yeah. Well.
No. He won a contest. Actually, went to Vegas so someone could tattoo him.
Wow,
yeah,
that's commitment.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And usually those guys are really, really good.
Yeah, if that's the case. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, after the show last week posted,
Sure.
I got in touch with him because he's on my Facebook. So I got in touch with him, let him know, hey, what's up, and we spent a good, a little while on it. He should listen to it, let me know what he thought.
Yeah, sure.
He quickly got back to me and he loved it.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Right.
Very
and
happy.
he was very thankful. He was appreciating everything that we did, and he hopes that the listeners listen to what we said and buy CDs, which they probably should have done already.
Yes.
But since then, I'm a member of this group, and it's a fairly new group.
Facebook group,
right? So called Metal Music Society X, and that's music with a Z.
Okay.
Okay. And they're big fans of Satan's Taint too.
Oh, nice.
So they're actually they're actually based in Florida. These people, so they're actually getting together with Bobby, and they're going to do a live stream tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
At 7 p.m. Eastern Time in the USA.
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
Right.
This coming Sunday,
The
it's
17th.
the 17th of June, right?
Yep.
So if you're on Facebook, and you're into everything that happened last week with the Satan's Taint CD, if you liked all that, definitely check this out because it's going to be a live stream with Bobby. So I'm sure it's going to be a nice Q&A. Maybe we'll find out some cool information. I know that he was telling me some things that I really couldn't talk about, so maybe he'll be able to talk about something there.
Cool.
Who knows?
All right.
But whatever it is, it's going to be cool, and you get some more Satan's Taint info for sure.
Nice.
So that's for us live here. It's tomorrow, Sunday, June 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Again, that's the Facebook group. You got to go to the Facebook group, and I believe you got to join. Mm-hmm. So again, that's Metal Music Society X with a Z instead of the S in music. All right. And that's about that. So I'm going to be there tomorrow. So I'm going to be checking it out. I think that's a good place to be tomorrow night.
Metal Music Society
X.
All right. I'll put a note into the old Mixler chat room, so in case anybody didn't get a chance to write it down, it's jotted down there for them, or in case they forget or something.
And they post a lot of Satan's Taint on the site, so you can play it. So if you want to listen to it, you can do that while you're on Facebook.
Nice.
All right. So, Bill,
you
want to hear about the movie I liked first, or the one I didn't like first?
Let's go with didn't like. This way we can end on we can come back with a high note.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Bad news first.
Yeah.
So what's the bad news, Ed?
So
the bad news is you saw
Gotti.
Hey, Mr. Gotti. It's Gotti. No, I can't. That's not working. Anyway.
Yeah, starring John Travolta. Directed by Kevin Connolly, who many of you will know as E from Entourage.
That little guy.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. Maybe from the other three acting jobs he's had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
He's good. He's serviceable.
He's good.
He's good.
He's good. But, ooh, man.
Yeah, this. Huh?
It's rough.
Yeah. Huh?
It's rough. And I feel really bad for John Travolta.
Oh.
I feel because
he's giving it a go.
He's working really hard, and he's got no one around him. I mean, you got Stacy Keach But that's it.
He just does voiceovers nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not like History Channel or one of those shows. I forget what show he does.
Yeah, you've got Stacy Keach playing a guy named Daniello.
I think he does American Greed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's the voice of
American Greed.
American Greed. I always remember him as Papa Titus. Titus.
That's good. Yeah, Papa Titus.
Wussy.
You wussy.
But yeah, this. You know what? I wish that we did have a definitive film version of John Gotti.
Yeah.
You know,
go ahead.
This is a story that is interesting. You know,
right.
And it's been enough time that like you probably could go into this.
Yeah.
Unbiased or objectively.
Yeah, and it could be done. I think it's a matter of, you know.
Yeah, I think the problem here is that they show us all the parts of John Gotti's life that no one cares about.
It's the stuff that was left on the table probably from the other couple of things that came out about Gotti, maybe?
Yeah, like, do you had, like, TV stuff, like, you know, Uncle Jay always talks about the Armand Asante one that HBO did, and I remember there was another thing called Witness for the Mob.
Right.
That was on NBC, I think.
I think they had Paul Giamatti as Gotti.
Oh, okay.
No.
No. But there's only one clear shot where you see him kill somebody.
Okay. There's only like one crazy act of violence on screen.
The rest of it is like him as
talking.
Him as a family man.
Oh. It's the Gotti you didn't know.
Yeah, it's the relationship he had with his kids.
Oh.
Which is. Sorry, I have no interest in it at all.
And in the end, not compelling enough to formulate like a new kind of care or concern.
Well, actually, no. The ending is what's the most disturbing part, because it pretty much, they do the thing like, you know, he did some horrible things, but you know, he was kind of a cool guy, and like he was not as bad as people thought he was.
I think the source material, if I remember correctly, might be from somebody in his family. It might be like his cousin's book, so it's like, you know, Tiffany, you know, Tiffany DaCosta. You know, I just know about this stuff on the peripheral.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
it's like when we were in Florida, Dad has an Al Capone book, Bob, that's like written by like his granddaughter, which is like, I'm going to presume you did research, but like, I feel like some of this might just be like, well, I heard.
Yeah.
Well, see, like
it's a little far removed.
It feels like, you know.
The end of the movie, you have you have kids. You have like teenagers from Long Island.
Yeah, who become the focal point.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Or...
It's just them screaming into camera. You know, John Gotti, he kept this place safe. He was a great guy. He did a lot of good things.
Oh, they do a thing like that, like a montage of real people.
You weren't even fucking born when he was arrested. All right.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They think fucking Tony Montana was a real person too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? What do you mean? Scarface didn't happen?
Yeah.
No.
You know, and like they paint his son as a sympathetic character, and like, oh, well, he got out of it, you know, we know because he was acquitted, which...
Well, we live in New York. We kind of know a little bit more about how that went down.
Yeah. But the real thing is, it's miscast. The guy they get to play John Gotti Jr. is a bargain bin Tom Hardy.
Oh.
Who's like young in his 20s, trying to play a guy in his 40s.
Oddly enough, his name is Tommy Bargains.
He was badly cast to begin with.
Yeah. It's like, it's weird because the thing spans from the late 70s through to today, and Travolta plays him the whole time. And it's like, okay, you have a guy in his 60s trying to play a guy in his like late 30s, early 40s. It's a stretch. And then you have a guy in his 20s playing the young John Gotti Jr. when he's 14 going off to military school.
Oof.
And the same guy playing him when he's in his mid-40s taking a plea bargain, going to prison.
They made a hard commitment to just saying, all right, whatever the year is, these are the actors that are playing it the whole time in the movie.
Yeah, and
okay, that could be a little throwing.
And the biggest sin. I thought this was a sin, but it wasn't.
Okay.
Which is that the actress that plays John Gotti Sr.'s wife.
Okay.
I thought was Carly Gugino.
Okay.
It was Carla Gugino.
Right.
And it wasn't. And I got really angry when I thought that because you made her look ugly? Like, what the hell did you do to Carla Gugino? Like, she looked like Carla Gugino after John Bernthal found out that she tortured Afghans. You know,
well, you know.
like
You've been watching too much Punisher.
Yeah. And it was, and then I saw in the credits it was Kelly Preston, John Travolta's wife. So I felt kind of bad
because you're like, wow, what happened to her then? Because that's bad too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, also, like, she kind of looks like Carla Gugino.
Who knew? So
she actually don't look too bad when she's out of that makeup. They put a lot of makeup on her.
Yeah. Well, the fact that she's actually in it, because it's like John was probably like, listen, this movie's gonna fall apart. Just come on. It's they're gonna give you $20,000 for 2 days work. Come on.
Yeah, it was, and she gets one moment where she gets to do her best Lorraine Bracco impression and just scream, "You're railroading him just like you did my husband." It's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a classic kind of fucking mobster movie line. Not my man.
Not my boy.
Not my boy. Even Jeffrey Dahmer's mother said it.
Yeah. So trash
on that, which throws the ball back to me. And I just wanted to give a shout out to, I don't know if anybody who's listening to this has actually played Far Cry 5. Like, I finished it, and then, like...
Really?
Yeah, so the expansion pack came out. By the way, Far Cry 5 has an interesting ending, which makes you feel like, oh, we're gonna follow this story again, but they are known for not doing that with the Far Cry games. Like, just as a side note, like, it's like every game's a different story, kind of. It's a different era or a different place.
Right. Kind of a standalone thing.
Yeah, so the fact that this one kind of ended where it's like, oh, we might revisit that, I was like, really? So I got the DLC pack.
Okay.
For download, and the first map is basically Vietnam, like the Vietnam War. So it's just, now you're playing this game in Vietnam, and it's just kind of like, it's a little crazy. It's a smaller version of the map, like, you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
I get the impression that a lot more would have to be going on the map.
Yeah, you know what it is? They found a way to make it just kind of feel like you were just kind of like, literally dropped in the middle of, like, the shit. Much like the beginning of the original, the Far Cry 5 game. Like, you're in a helicopter, it goes down, you get split up from your people, so now you're on your own,
right,
with nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So you're kind of working around. But the funny thing is that I find anyway is that, like, much like you would always kind of heard and think of the Vietnam War, that the Viet Cong are like fucking like everywhere and like ninjas. So the game is kind of structured where it's like, they've built it so it's like very much high grass jungle type thing. It's very contrasted to the game you were just playing, so it puts you right in that. But like, so like in the main game, like it's always about a town or an area being taken over by a militia or a force, right? So one of the game modes in this one was these outposts. So it's like little bases, basically. And, like, there's more guys there. It's tougher to take down. They have sirens. You can take out the siren from a distance with a sniper rifle. So that now when you go down to take out these guys, they can't call reinforcements. Right. So, but here in this, like, you can't do that because they pop up out of the jungle on you. Because they're every fucking where. Like, you know what I mean? Or they just, like, you look around, there's no one around.
So you'll be trying to take that shot.
Yeah.
And these guys are jumping out of the woodwork.
And because now I have to fight them, the guys down the hill at the base.
They know what's going on.
Right. So it's like, fuck. Like, you're fucked if you do, you're fucked if you don't. It's very much like stealth is your only option. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it just kind of built it to that. And which kind of like ramps up the tension a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Which is a great mode to kind of put it in. Because in the other one, like, you don't have to kind of like do stealth. You can obviously just try and do stealth.
Right,
like,
sure. You just run around and
try and sneak behind guys, snap necks from behind and stuff like that. Or do it a little bit more brash, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden, this game's now forcing you to be more stealthy and puts up this tension level in it. So if anybody's got the game and is considering whether or not to buy the expansion pack, I'm having fun with the Vietnam pack.
Reminds me of how I felt the original Metal Gear Solid.
Yes, where, like, it actually works to kind of bring the tension up and make the game feel a little bit more thrilling, especially coming off of just playing this whole, main version, which got to the point where it's like okay, it's repetitive now. I know all the ins and outs. I'm just about done with it as the game is literally done. Like that's where you want a game to kind of fizzle out. Like, if a game is going to start to get fucking boring, let it not happen to the very end.
Yeah, you don't want it to drag out too long.
Yeah, you don't want to hit that wall early on, sometimes,
Sometimes Final Fantasy VII is too long.
Yeah. Well, if it's a game that's like, it's like
129 hours in.
To play on the basic level,
Right.
So anyway, like I was saying, if anybody's kind of got that game and considering buying the expansion pack, I don't know, I'm having fun with it. There's you're getting 3 packs that are going to come out. So you got this one, but then there's a zombie thing that's coming and like a Mars one that's coming down the line. So I don't know. I'm having fun with it. Maybe you will too. All right. So,
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun. That's what I'm talking about. And now, Ed, you saved the best for last out of your movie reviews. Something that you might have had a little fun with.
Yeah. There was a lot of movies came out this weekend. I could have seen Superfly. The Superfly remake. I could have seen The Incredibles 2.
That's right. That's probably really fun.
Yeah. And
that's like $180 million fun so far this weekend.
Yeah. Well, that's the projections right now. So we'll find out for sure tomorrow. But I went to see a little movie called Tag.
Yeah, huh?
Tag.
You're it.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, and this was a movie.
All right.
Did not see any of the trailers.
Oh,
did not
lucky
see
you.
any of the promotion.
That's probably why you went and saw it.
I went in completely cold.
Did you know who was in it at least? Or
I knew. I think I knew Ed Helms was in it.
Okay.
And Jeremy Renner. The only thing I knew is that it was about a bunch of middle-aged guys.
Right.
Playing tag since they were kids.
Okay.
And Jeremy Renner played a character who'd never been tagged.
Right. Okay. Well, that's all you need to know, really, for setup.
Seems to be defeating the purpose, but
yeah, right, right.
But and the whole thing is, they for 1 month out of the year, it's a free for all, and they all live, across the country, so you never know when it's gonna happen, when someone's gonna pop out.
Okay.
And this is the year they're finally gonna get Jerry. Because he's getting married, and they know where he's going to be.
Oh, right. And he's going to have to stay still, at very least, for the vows.
Yeah, and it was really funny.
Really?
A lot of the jokes landed. There were some... Actually, the action beats in this...
Right.
Like, there was a moment... There are a couple moments, but the first time you see Jeremy Renner in the zone where he realizes that the game is on, and he does this whole, Matrix
spy guy,
Jason Bourne, like slow motion
duck dodge,
almost like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, where he plans out his moves and everything.
Okay.
And it is hysterical.
Oh, really?
It is. Oh my God, the things he does to Hannibal Buress and Ed Helms.
All right.
And it was the action beats. It does have lulls. It does the thing that every studio comedy has to do now, where we've got to get really soft and heartfelt. For
a little bit, we gotta have a moment. We gotta have something real.
Yeah, I call it the Apatow effect.
Sure.
And it does go a little long in this one.
Okay.
And the way they come out of it is kind of weird, but you know what? I had fun. I had a lot of fun, and I recommend this movie. This is a cash. This is go see this. Go see this in the theater.
How about that?
You want to have a fun time. You want to have a fun Father's Day.
Hey, that's a good movie to see with a dad.
Yeah,
it's a good Father's Day movie.
Yeah,
that's probably what they figured too. There's a good guy movie.
Yeah,
not too crazy.
Yeah,
safe.
You don't have kids to drag to Incredibles 2.
Right. Oof. Oof da.
You gotta wait. I gotta wait till next weekend when it won't be creepy for me to go alone to that movie.
Well, you get there early enough, no one knows. Except for those first people who come in. Look at that guy all alone.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's been here all day. It's like, yes.
Stop it.
Yes, I have. It's the 9th time I'm watching this one.
Why do I have a lisp?
Well, I didn't really mean it was you.
Because you're Todd McFarlane.
All right. That's it's about that time.
All right, what do we got?
I have no idea. Let's take a look.
We got nothing.
We got something.
Oh.
We got something. Let's see.
We got wrestlers doing elbow drops on our ceiling.
Yeah, but I don't think that's coming through. All right. Oof. We got the first one here. It's from Benny. Benny Live Wire.
Hey, bud.
Benjamin.
Benny.
All right, let's see here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody else's email. No, we're good. Okay, so he's got the old F, marry, kill. The old fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, I hate these.
Well, they are person-specific, or I should say panelist-specific.
Oh, okay.
So Jay's we can't do here, but
Okay.
we could. Let's get Jay done and say which one he would have done.
Right.
So Jay's is Lady Blackhawk. Who's that?
Lady Blackhawk from Blackhawk.
Blackhawk.
The
Comic book?
the comic book.
Oh, okay. Catwoman or Harley Quinn for him. Lady Blackhawk, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn. I'm gonna say, and you tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say maybe he kills Harley Quinn because she's too crazy. Fucks Catwoman but marries Lady Blackhawk, or is that the safe answer?
Well, no, because Jay can't help but marry crazy.
Okay. Well, maybe he's learned.
Yeah.
Maybe he's learned his lesson, and now it's about.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think Jay can not fuck crazy.
That's what I was just gonna say. Maybe he's learned that the best thing to do is to fuck crazy, and then get the hell out of Dodge. But here's the
As long as you
thing.
don't fall asleep on her, I think you're okay.
But here's the double-edged sword. If you fuck crazy, sometimes crazy don't go away, and crazy stalks you because it's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but we know this crazy has Joker.
Right. So.
So I'm thinking.
So I think we come back to like you want to kill Harley Quinn. You want to just take her out.
We're not talking about you, Bill. We're talking about Jay.
Fair enough.
I think Jay.
I'd be interested. I can't wait to hear his response to this. By the way.
Yeah, I say Jay marries Catwoman.
Okay.
Because she's spicy and dangerous.
She's gonna be the best of both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
fucks Harley Quinn, and Lady Blackhawk is too good for him, so he's gonna kill her.
Yeah. She's straight laced, right? She's probably straight laced.
Yeah.
Well, she's probably always gonna be out flying a plane. It's like a biplane.
Out
probably.
trying to save the world.
Yeah, and Catwoman and Harley Quinn are more up his alley. All right.
He'd be like, fuck her. She's off saving the world. I want to go fuck this one.
Oh, and James makes a point. You want to be the guy who killed Joker's woman?
There's no winning then, because if you marry her, you got to deal with him. If you fuck her, you might have to deal with him. Like
there's no winning.
There's no winning once Harley Quinn's involved.
Yeah.
Like you think you're only winning in the moment, and that's if you're fucking her.
Yeah.
As soon as you're done, it's like
Unless
shit.
you fuck her and then you kill Joker while he sleeps.
You know.
Before she kills you while you sleep.
It's kind of like a doomed prospect. All right. So anybody want to volunteer to go next?
All right. Let's get this over with.
Okay, Ed. So you got Black Canary, Starfire, and Huntress. I guess this really is the DC Comics edition.
Yeah.
Of the F, Marry, Kill. Ooh. Black Canary, Starfire, and Huntress.
Well, depending on continuity, Starfire...
That's why I said it like that.
Yeah.
I was like, Starfire.
Starfire is perfect to fuck.
In current continuity.
Yeah.
She's like a former sex slave or something like that,
well,
right?
No. Also because
she's crazy uninhibited or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not a sex slave.
She doesn't really have long-term memory. She's much more open to those, and she has no mores or anything.
Right. So she may be for a romp.
Yeah.
Like a one and done.
Yeah. Like the Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Okay.
I think the first issue when it was Red Hood, Starfire, and Arsenal and Roy Harper.
Right.
She's with Jason Todd, and then Roy Harper walks in, and she's just like, "Hey, you wanna?" And
Jason's like, "Wait a minute."
There was nothing about it. It was just like, "Oh no, I don't think of sex in that way." It was just kind of
right.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. She's a different race.
Yeah.
She's from a different planet. She's weird. But back to this.
Yeah. So that's
the romp.
That's the
fuck.
romp.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Huntress and Black Canary. There's a marry and a kill. Ed.
I
feel like they're almost kind of like half dozen of another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ish.
See, like Huntress, like Black Canary, I think is going to be more committed. I think that,
Bob's leaving again.
Dinah Lance. I mean, she already is married,
Right.
so we know she can handle that long-term relationship. Oh, I don't actually no. It's sure her and Green Arrow aren't married, but they were married at one point.
Get to the fucking point.
I picked Dinah Lance. I put Black Canary.
Black Canary as
to marry.
To marry.
And I'll kill Huntress.
Wow. Because that's going to be a hard kill. She's the Huntress after all. All right. Okay.
I hope there's some Marvel characters in here because I really don't know DC characters.
But at least you know these though. You know these, which I'll give you because one of mine I don't know. So Ed's gonna have to help me with mine. Bob, you got Wonder Woman, Killer Frost, or Poison Ivy. And
well, the only Killer Frost I know is the one from the show.
Okay, she's more evil in the comics though, right?
Yeah.
So in a general way, you can go any which way you want with this.
All right. Well,
whichever way works for you, anyway. So.
Repeat them again.
Wonder Woman.
Okay. So I think you marry Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because you're getting because you're probably gonna get some.
She's not. She's gonna be. She knows she's not gonna cheat on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna presume it's probably good sex.
Yeah.
She's
mean, hot. I mean.
So
why not?
So
right?
maybe she's the marry. You got Killer Frost and Poison Ivy.
Well, in my mind, Poison Ivy is the worst of the two.
Yeah, you might catch something from Poison Ivy.
Right.
Well, we know her kiss is lethal.
That's
so.
right.
Let me kill her first.
Okay.
And, I'll just fuck
Killer Frost.
Killer Frost.
All right. Now just make sure you got like a warm cup of coffee to dip your dick in.
Yeah, and like
thaw it out or
like
something.
A nice space heater.
Something. You might stick to it.
I get one of those warmers that you get put inside your gloves.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
I'll
you go.
put it inside the condom.
There you go. Wow. All right. So for me, I've got Batwoman, Crimson Fox, and Songbird. Really gave the deep cuts to me, of all people. Ed should have gotten these deep cuts, but I'm not even sure. Who the fuck is Crimson Fox?
Crimson Fox, Justice League Europe.
Oh my God, we are digging deep, huh?
Yeah. That's Oh, she did a guest spot on Powerless.
Oh, is that what I'm looking at?
The Powerless
Dude,
TV
it's
show.
easy. She's the one you don't know. Just kill her off.
And who was the other one?
The Blonde Dynamo. No. I gotta go back.
Starfire?
Yeah, Songbird.
Songbird. I don't even know.
That's right either. Everybody's fucking working on the overtime of here. I just got pictures of a songbird. It's a literal bird.
Is it one word or two?
Well, looks like there's a Marvel one and a DC one, I think. And only the Marvel one's really coming up. And I knew there was a Marvel one. I don't know if there's one from DC. I don't know. If
there is one. It's 2 words appearing in.
One word.
She was in Batwoman comics. Yeah, this is really obscure.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like she's got angel wings, and cut off jean shorts, and a tube top.
Well, I mean. Because I know there was one from Marvel that's in the Thunderbirds that has a very similar look, though, I think, where she's got like white hair and like a pink stripe in her hair. And she's got bird wings, too. She's got pink bird wings. Yeah. At least I think that's right, because that's Radioactive Man in the back. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. But either way, I'm going to say that what's safe, go with what you know. And what I know is that Batwoman's actually gay.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say, I have sex with her because I like it weird. No, I'm kidding. I like it awkward. No, I guess I'm gonna have to kill her. Because, like, in this scenario, like...
Well, you could just marry her for looks and then screw other shit on the side.
You know, and like a long-term project. Like, I'll be that guy. Like, maybe I could change you. I know I can do it. I'm smart. So, you know, I'll go with Crimson Fox as the Bang, because at least that I know which character I'm talking about, even though the costume looks awkward. And I'll just kill Songbird because I don't know who she is.
There you go.
So I'll marry Batwoman because at the very least we know where each other stands, and it's halfway across the room.
Oh, it's this year. Crimson Fox, when she was originally created, was identical twin sisters, who traded off time as a superhero. So that's a 2-for-1
On Songbird?
on Crimson Fox.
Oh, there's two people working.
So
on
that's
identity?
like if you make that your fuck, that's like a dream threesome right there.
Oh, I might get both.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think that's the deal. You get both.
You're right. All right. And all right. That sounds safe. I probably won't
Two
hurt
women
myself.
with superpowers.
Yeah, I probably won't hurt myself at all.
Just like bulk up on calcium before it, so maybe your bones can withstand
Yeah,
punishment.
yeah, something like that.
You don't
all
want
right.
to need hip replacement at this age.
And then as a PS, Ben says, "P.S. I share your pain, Ed. We all don't want to see a Jared Leto Joker film hit cinemas."
Oh, thank you.
And he says, "Thanks, fellas." So the next one here is from somebody you might know,
Wesley?
James. James. James Baham.
James.
James Baham. Subject line: guilty obsession.
Ooh, okay.
So okay, while I've been hit or miss with the shows lately, cutting your Everclear with bourbon and a live PD enjoyment. Sorry, stupid idiots committing crimes are very entertaining. Yeah, he's a big fan of PD Live, which is basically like Cops, which is like a kind of a version of Cops. You know? But so like he loves watching that shit because 'cause it's just nothing but fucking morons and idiots. You know, it's great stuff. You know what I mean? It's like this.
Oh, yeah, well, that's like TV 101.
Yeah, you know, it's like
those are always the best episodes of My Name Is Earl. Our Cops is on,
it's
or Our Other Cops is on.
look at what you did, you idiot. That was my favorite. All right, so anyway, I think he says anyway, I'm drunk writing this, which now makes sense for some of the stuff going on here in his email.
Okay.
That you can't see. He says Santa Clarita Diet. That show is awesome. Did I mention this? That I'm watching that? I started watching that? Yeah, on Netflix. Santa Clarita Diet. I think I've rolled into season 2. And sometimes with the Netflix, I realize I'll roll into season 2 and not even know it. Like, oh, that was the big cliffhanger thing. Oh, shit. Because that's how Ozark season 1 ended for me. Like, I was so used to every episode ending with a big, crazy cliffhanger that when the season finale came, I didn't realize that it was like, this should have carried like a little bit more weight and context. When it was over, I was like, oh. I thought there was, like, there's no more? I was like,
We're finished?
We're finished for a year? But anyway, he says, the show is awesome, and it is. I haven't actually laughed out loud this much while watching a show since Arrested Development, I'm a big fan of Arrested Development. And it's a comedy horror. I haven't heard y'all mention. Did I miss something, or have y'all? Actually, you know what? You're right. We hadn't mentioned it. I actually started watching it like 2 weeks ago, and I'm having a blast with it. And what spurred me on was that like I ended up on YouTube, and I was watching a bunch of Timothy Olyphant appearances on Conan O'Brien.
He's weird.
He's weird, but he's funny on the fucking talk show shit. Like, he fucking does odd shit, but he's got a funny fucking streak to him that I was like, you know what? I gotta see what he's like in Santa Clarita Diet. So do you know the hook on this at all?
It's kind of like iZombie if it happened to a family.
Right. Did you watch it? Did you see any of it? No.
No.
So yeah, Drew Barrymore's the wife. So it's like a zombie kind of thing without the continual rot of her. They managed to keep that at bay. But basically, like, he ends up being like the straight man in all of this kind of thing, where like it's hijinks and it's stuff like that. There's some great dialogue. There's a great kid who lives next door who gets pulled into it to help them out, and like is like sometimes the only other person with their heads on straight. You know, but it's like this snowball thing because it's a comedy, but it follows the continuity of a regular show that, like, on a sitcom you would just be like, okay, all right, we don't have to worry about Fred. We killed Fred this week. You know what I mean? But like, no, everything obviously compounds and rolls over into the next week and shit like that. And it's got some good cliffhangers, half-hour episodes. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. So back to James real quick. Let's see what he says here. It's better than iZombie, but I don't know if he's really watching iZombie or if he's just stating that in general. But it's a different animal. It's a totally different animal. But he did say about live PD live, that hearing people try to explain that the meth the cop found in their pocket isn't theirs because those aren't their pants. Well, that's not these aren't my jeans. like it's the same thing like when people are like, this isn't my car. So like that Coke, that's not mine. That's the guy I bought the car from. And it's like, now you gotta try that with your jeans. It's like, these aren't my socks. I know there was cocaine or meth or whatever hidden in my sock, but these aren't my socks.
That's not my asshole.
No, that's not my Coke. That's not my drugs. Someone else, right? I know you found that. Who put that there? That wasn't
I know you
there.
found that kilo up my ass, but that asshole's not mine.
I think y'all planted that. I think when I wasn't looking, y'all shoved it up my ass, and I think it's rigged. This is all rigged.
Medicated.
I know everything I put in my ass. I keep a journal about it.
Here's my last X-ray.
Check it out. Fit as a fiddle. So with that, I'll close off the Santa Clarita Diet Talk by just saying, like, it's a recommendation.
Okay.
I meant to bring it up. I think I might have actually went to put it in the notes and kind of forgot at one of these weeks. But like I said, like I burned through season 1 real quick. I was having a lot of fun with it, and it continues to be good. So I know it's a show out there. Bring it back again, too. So people have that to look forward to. Thanks for bringing that up, James. I'm glad you did. You bastard. All right, well, we got one more.
We do?
Yeah.
This is Mr. Westworld.
Yeah.
Good timing it.
Wesley Gaskins writes, hey, you gentlemen.
Hey.
More Deli questions.
Oh, okay.
Palmer just slammed his head against the table. These take 25 minutes each. What's the most ridiculous thing you have made?
God, that's...
I've got one in the pocket. I've got one in the pocket.
Ahead,
I've been saying it for years. I might have actually mentioned it on the show before. So we did a ton of breakfast sandwiches at our parents' deli right next to the high school, just to refresh everybody. Million bacon, egg, and cheeses, right?
Yeah.
Million ham, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, right? Sometimes you get a turkey, egg, and cheese because the person doesn't really eat pork or just likes the way turkey, egg, and cheese tastes. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's all about the salt, pepper, ketchup. For a lot of people, salt, pepper, ketchup. Sometimes it's salt, pepper, ketchup, mayo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they like the ketchup and the mayo. But this one time, this kid got turkey, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, jelly. And mayo.
Jelly.
Like everything. And I'm like,
jelly and mayo?
Ketchup, jelly, mayo, salt, pepper. I'm like, are you telling me to put jelly on it now? Is this a joke? Like, I'm going to put it on here. Like, I'm like, you serious? He's like, yeah. I'm like, come on, man. Like, no. Put that shit on there. Fuck it. Put that shit on there. It's going to be delicious. And I was like, is it because it's free? Like, you're just trying to, like, add the most, like, you want lettuce and tomato, you want some lettuce on there now, too? Because, like, we really don't charge for lettuce. Like, what do you got? You know what I mean? But yeah, that was like the grossest thing I ever fucking.
I've seen people do like the cream cheese.
Like it might taste good, but I'm not trying it.
Like a bagel with cream cheese and bacon.
Yeah, which we've talked about before.
And I've seen cream cheese bacon jelly.
Yeah,
where it's like that sweet, salty, savory thing.
Yeah,
and it's like
what I like. Jay have talked about it, like a cinnamon raisin bagel.
Yeah.
Like with like a lot of butter and some gelling on it because it's that sweet buttery. Like sometimes I'll even like get that and I'll throw like a little salt, like a sprinkle of salt and pepper on something like that, just to kind of get that salt kind of pop up a little bit. It's like having when you have like an everything bagel and it's got just a little bit of salt on it every now and then, and it's like like too much is too much for sure, or just a little bit can be too much sometimes on that kind of a thing. But yeah, like that's a thing. Have you ever refused to make anything? Is his next question. No. I mean, I can't think of anything that was ever like, no, that's too crazy. Or, I mean, if somebody came in and asked for something that we literally can't make.
Yeah, like,
but
I did have one guy ask me one time for a chicken parmesan hero with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise.
Okay. Yeah, it was like, I want the chicken parm.
All right, so that's
and
chicken,
like a regular chicken.
Fried chicken, mozzarella cheese, sauce, lettuce, tomatoes.
Right.
And mayonnaise.
Yeah. So it was like the combo of like, the chicken cutlet sandwich, which is lettuce, tomato, mayo,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, kind of thing. But no, yeah, give me the chicken parm together with that. That's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just to get as much as you could for your money for the
Yeah,
sandwich. You know what I mean?
it's like for some people it's bang for buck versus like actual.
Like actually edibility.
You know what I mean?
You ever work at a place that had like big names for sandwiches?
At Bagel Bistro, they had some names for sandwiches and stuff like that. They had some, some kind of like house combo stuff, but really didn't get hit with a lot of that. Kitchen got hit with a lot of that.
See, because the bagel shop near me has that. They have the Al Pacino. They have the Godfather Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3.
Right. At least there's a theme kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
I mean, the store across the street has that too. They have like specialty sandwiches that are on the board that you can ask for, but besides just generic shit.
But
so
there's a famous one on Highland Boulevard called Ariema's. You ever been to this place?
No, I might have heard about it.
Ariam is over on Highland Boulevard.
Yeah.
In Duncan Hills.
Yeah.
They were in a bunch of TV shows because they look like they're from the 1960s.
Yeah. It's like
A throwback. Okay.
Yeah.
inside of the place has not changed since '61. Like
Yeah.
it is a real.
It's still racist?
It's a time machine, man.
The windows are the same, scratches over time and all.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, giant sign out front Ariamas. They make like a couple of
I
custom
must have
sandwiches
seen. I
that are
just
well
don't
known.
recall.
they make the Midland Beach Whale.
Oh, okay.
I've
heard of this place.
My favorite is the Island Delight.
Yes, actually, I've heard of it from you because
Okay.
you've mentioned this to me before.
Oh, I have. Okay, so
which
it's
is like
it's a-
ice cream,
No,
cream
it's-
cheese.
it's a fried chicken cutlet
Oh, okay.
with melted Swiss, lettuce, tomato, and honey mustard.
Yeah, okay. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Fucking vanilla. Fucking sandwich.
No, the honey mustard is the key there, man. Honey mustard
Not a big fan of honey
on the
mustard.
chicken cutlet with melted Swiss.
Yeah, it's all right.
It whole different dynamic than mayo.
Although
Each
you
his
know
own.
how to make honey mustard though.
Yeah, give me honey and mustard. Or tell
used to do it all the time at
Get
the
the
deli.
jug. Get the giant jug.
The giant jug of the fake Goldens.
Yeah.
Add a nice heaping spoon of honey.
Yeah.
And mayo, right?
No, just it's
No,
honey
just
and
the two.
mustard.
That's it.
It's honey and mustard.
You
Like,
can probably put a little mayo in it just to add to the creaminess of it.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, though, too. Like, you gotta be careful. Some places will accidentally give you like honey mustard salad dressing, because you can get that too. So sometimes when you get like honey mustard from a place and it's on the side and it's in like a little thing and it's really kind of like thinner than you expected or doesn't look like it was like homemade, then
Right.
it probably is the salad dressing by mistake. It's basically the same taste. It's just a
Yeah.
little thinner. But
To be honest, I prefer it thinner. Like to
Okay.
me, like
Yeah.
the right color
Yeah.
should be like the color of a standard Post-it note. You want that like yellow
Yeah,
creaminess
yeah,
to it.
yeah.
The
Something like
minute
that.
it goes more towards like the hard,
darker.
The browner mustard.
darker brown mustard. To me, that's brown mustard. That's a separate thing.
Right.
you know?
Well, no, you're just being,
Yeah.
racist. It's all about color with you. All right.
Always.
Because I know by the color how it's gonna taste.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's all about the color.
So, last
Right,
question
Ed.
from Wesley about deli stuff. Have you ever had that one person that you already knew what they wanted as they walked in? And I'd say, yeah.
No, there's always regulars.
Yeah. I mean, it's regulars. It's like, but don't go making it.
Like
Don't go making it. Make sure that they actually want it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that'll be the day you drop the ball.
Like one of the custodians over at the school.
Yes.
He was infamous for his bacon on his
Fucking
sandwiches.
Carmine.
Carmine, right?
Hey there, Bobby
Basically,
boy.
you take the raw bacon, you put it on the hot grill,
Flip it.
and as soon as it curls,
yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
The first minute it starts to curl.
Yeah.
That's it.
As soon as
It's
it starts
raw.
to like kind of come up, you know what I mean, do its little thing,
Yeah.
and technically it's safe to eat, I guess. It's hit its temperature. As he survived.
Yeah,
You know what I
really,
mean?
he insisted on that, and he
You know what I
always
mean?
got
He liked that really
like,
fatty
like
taste.
4 or 5 pieces of bacon.
Oh man, fucking. Don't get me wrong, like,
No problem.
Yeah,
if you want it
whatever.
that way, go ahead.
it's all you,
know?
buddy.
I mean,
You know?
we had an uncle who used to eat raw chopped meat. Uncle Dana.
Oh yeah, that was yeah.
Back in the
I-
day when you could probably get away with it, and then they started changing the way that they had to do things with meat to make it cheaper.
Yeah, who knows? Fucking,
So-
but yeah, I had heard legend of that. Yeah, I never saw that as a kid. Oh, But yeah, Carmine would do that. But we had a lot of regulars. I mean, it was a store where, like, every one of those kids was basically a regular for 4 fucking years. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
yeah.
I know.
But most of those kids were bacon, egg, and cheeses.
Yeah. Or,
Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. Bacon, egg, cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Salt and pepper, no ketchup.
Some kids, salt and pepper, no ketchup, or it was, cream cheese bagel or pizza bagels. Pizza bagels were popular where we did them because we gave the whole bagel. It wasn't like the half thing like you get out of the box. It's like, no, it's just a bagel sandwich with mozzarella and sauce. But big hit. Those were big hits during the nighttime when the kids would do the plays and stuff. They'd be there after school. We used to have to make a bunch of them because they would want those around dinner time. Yeah. And it was like, oh, great. I got to make these fucking things. Fucking pain in the ass. Just, make them ahead of time. You know what I mean? But are you going to show me something?
No. I know we're doing the after show.
Okay.
I got something for the after show.
You got something for the after show.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Good segue. Good setup. I like that, Ed. That's a way to wrap it up. You know what I mean? That's going to be the new thing we're going to do from now on. Wrap it up.
Why
like that?
Why can't we just play Carlito's Way?
I guess we could do that, too.
Last call for drinks. Bar's closing down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as much fun as wrap it up. You like that? Now you can hear it, right? It's still in your head, right?
You try that once in front of Jay. You see what happens.
What the fuck are you fucking doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck off my fucking radio show.
Go scratch.
Go fuck your fucking mother. All right.
Is that a Dick Tracy villain?
I don't know. I ended up there. I was shooting for Gandolfini, and I ended up on a Sunday Dick Tracy comic strip.
Chipmunk Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Just get to the Twitter handles.
I'm Big Thumbs. My name is fucking Big Thumbs. All right. Because that's a Dick Tracy kind of villain. Yeah. So it's like literally whatever you are is your name.
Yeah.
I'm Wrinkled Sack Face. Because my face looks like a wrinkled testicle sack.
Well, one guy had a flat top.
Right.
And they called him flat top because he had a flat head.
Because the top of his head is flat.
Yeah.
Prune face. Whoa. Look like a prune.
Mumbles.
But why wasn't Dick Tracy dumbass with a talking watch?
Fucking right angle nose. It should have been his name.
Really?
Sharp nose. Okay. I'm done. Ed, if people wanted to find you on the webosphere,
They could try me at Edward O'Hare TBD.
That's amazing, because that's exactly what I thought you would say. Brother Bob, what about you?
I'm at Bob.
You?
What about me?
Yeah, what about you?
What about me?
What about Bob?
I'm sailing. That's from that movie.
I know.
I'm at Bob WTPC.
Indeed you are, folks. This show is ad-free, and that's made possible by the generous support of listeners just like you. Consider going to patreon.com/Wicked Theory to support this show and our others for as little as $1 a month with other tiers available. Thank you so much.
Yes.
My name's Bill. You can find me at Wicked Theory, wickedtheory.com for the show, wherever good podcasts are given away for free. Thanks so much for listening. If you're listening live, stick around for the after show. Brother Bob, if you feel it's real. I don't know. You got oh, there you are. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Take us on out. Actually, vamp a little bit. Vamp a little bit. Give me a little extra. I gotta pull up some segue music. Keep it going. Give me another 5 seconds.
Give me a sloppy seed.
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.